you enjoy. And when you're ready, we're going to head on back to our mat. So lots of stretching to begin. Moving through our cloudy day, or some of us maybe in some rain funk, and moving through that, trying to get through the funk, push around all of that, bringing you down, heavy feeling, and try to bust out feeling shinier, new, a little happier, mood boosting today. So join me when you can on your mat. We're going to begin in a little child's pose. Head on back with me in a little child's pose, just meaning a small version of it. So we're going to bring our knees together, rest on the tops of our feet, and as we bring our hands down, think of like a bow where you would drop your forehead to the floor. We're going to keep our hands wide today, a little wider than our knees. Rest your chest and belly heavily on your thighs, and before you press your forehead to the ground, just start to rock over your thighs, moving into your stomach and around your chest, using your thighs like little rolling pins to give your stomach and chest a massage. When you're ready, rest your third eye, the center of your forehead, right smack dab on the mat, middle of forehead down on the mat, pressing in. There's a little pressure point in our forehead here that allows us to release tension in our necks, our skulls, our faces. So when you get ready, we're rolling eyes to the right and rolling eyes to the left. Now I have my head hovering just so I can talk to you, but we would like to press our foreheads completely down and then try to roll side to side with that press. Thinking about how we just used our thighs like rolling pins, now we're using our mat like a rolling pin to smooth away any focus or concentration lines across our forehead. Take another big breath in and a breath out. Coming back to the pressure point in the center of your forehead. Stay here for a moment and use your palms to slowly help you rise, but tuck your chin towards your chest as you do. As you sit, grab onto the front of your kneecaps and keep pulling your upper back towards the back of your space. Chin tucked back rounded. When you're ready for your next in-breath, pull your heart forward through the upper arm window. Breathe and widen your collarbones, and then release again, exhaling softly, rounding your back behind you, fully tucking your chin towards your belly. Inhale, open. Let's add a little tailbone flare. We're going to lift our tailbones as we come into this belly and chest opening cow shape. Exhale, tuck your tailbone towards your heels or in between your heels as you find your cat shape. Twice more like this. Big breath in, roll forward, feeling like a cow with a big shaped sloped back and then a big curvature. Spooky cat style. Send all the hairs on your back up high. Bringing hands back down, body resumes a normal long spine and shimmy out your shoulders for a second. Arms elevate overhead as you breathe in. Exhale, twist to the right side, using hands like little levers to swish your eye gaze off to the right. Bring it right back to the center, arms overhead again, hands fall left. Same thing, a little leverage and just a gentle swish of your eyes left. Back you go. One more round each side. Option, when you fall to the right this time, sweep your left arm back over for a little side bending twist. To the center we go. Arms both rise. Breathe in. Twist left. Option, stay for an extra breath. Lift your right arm, a side bending twist over here. Back to the center we go. Arms re-rise. Now, if you're getting uncomfy, you're welcome to find a full seat on your buns if your feet are falling asleep, or options, you can change your toes. So switch so that we're standing on the toe mounds. Sit back down on your heels for toes pose. When you're ready, my friends, we're gonna drop right arm just to the side or down a little lower than shoulder. Cradle your skull with your left arm and gently pull. Super gentle, more like an invitation for the right side of your neck to lengthen. Possibly moving a little through the right fingers, give them a little swirl, a little wiggle, fist, and reopen. Take one more breath here. As you exhale, come back up to the center, sweep arms down, back to the sky, and let's take a few shoulder circles. Straight can be pretty intense if you're not big into moving your shoulders yet today. So if you'd like to start small, that can always be a little nice way to ease in. Making it bigger, if you please, and switch directions when you're ready. These are the awkward ones, so maybe make these really small. See how your shoulders feel. Smooth out your edges. Sweep around, take a big breath in, and a big breath out. One more round. Next time you rise through the breath, lift your arms. Send your left arm down low or somewhere that you can really feel the stretch continue through the neck and the top of your shoulder. Cradle right side of skull, pull down super gently. And then maybe move around a little bit. We're searching for that stretch all through the left side of our necks, over the head of our shoulders. Give your left fingers a little swirl, a little squeeze, a wiggle, and open and a close. Back to center as you breathe in. Arms sweep to the sky. As you exhale, bring palms down. If you were seated, join me on knees. We're coming into tabletop. And if you had toes there, you're going to want to tap your feet. They probably fell asleep and they're feeling a little tingly, right? Bring them back to life. Like a drum roll for yourself. Well done coming to class today. Let's widen our knees. Shift our hips straight to the left and the right, moving into your inner and outer thighs. That feels nice. And if you find something that feels a little tight and you'd like to pause there, just pause and wiggle around, moving as it feels good, listening to your body. Let's bring our knees to touch, please, and step your right leg straight back behind you. We're going to poke our toes into the ground. As we anchor them, start to shift forward and back now. Getting a few satisfying pops, maybe in your ankle or in your toes. Stretch out through your calf. Maybe it feels good to circle or move left to right again, just moving in any way that makes you feel really great. We're going to bust out of any cloudy or rainy day funks. Cross your right leg over your left baby toe, tap it to the ground again, and then curve your body around the corner. We're trying to look at our right toes over our left shoulders. Draw your belly in tight so we feel supported in our low backs, and breathe all through the right side of your body. When you're ready to come back to center, retuck your right toes behind you. Maybe shift around a bit so you feel really steady. We're going to lift our left arm and our right leg pointer. Find lots of length here. Breathe and extend. Open fingers, open the webbing of your toes. Bend your heel towards your butt and reach your hand around like you're going to grab the inner arch of your right foot. Don't actually grab it. We're just stretching into a little back bend here. Squeeze your belly open by pulling back body together. A little more big breath in, stretch forward pointer. Come the other way. Exhale, angry cat round as we bring elbow or forearm towards our knee. Pause here for a second. Try one more round. Breathe in. Find a cow-like stretch. Exhale, cat-like stretch. Everything falls to tabletop. Bring the backs of your hands down. Whether your fingers face each other or your knees, just somewhere to stretch the tops of our wrists. Might feel good to pause in stillness here, or I like to rock back, buns to heels, making it very intense as you shift your hips back. Are you breathing? Well done. Come on back forward, shift forward, and take a break if you need to. If your wrists feel tender, shake them very gently or circle them. When you feel pretty good, come back to table and step your left foot back. Now you might like to move your right knee a little bit more under your groin. We're just gonna move here, yogis. Work into your left calf, the bottom of your left foot. I love those satisfying snaps and crackles that come organically when you move your body, making a little bit of space open up within your body. All right, so you might like to move other ways. Forward and back feels nice, but when you've had enough of that, would you like to circle? All right, cross your left toes over your right baby toe. Round the corner, look over your right shoulder. You're trying to peek and find your left toes. Noticing that our belly sags here. So we want to try to connect navel up towards your spine. Think about zip tying the two together. Protection for your low back. And then breathe into the left side body. Next exhale, we come back forward. Retuck your left toes. And you may like to situate your knee back out a little wider so you feel steady. Elevate left toes and right fingertips. Really long pointer. Chin is tucked. The back of your neck is super long. Let's bend our left heel towards our buns. Reach back with your right hand like you're going to grasp, but don't actually do it. Just a little back bend. Reach, squeeze, poke your left toes skywards. Come on, back forward. Let your belly hang for a little cow. Pull it in, elbow or fingers maybe towards your left knee. Round your back, angry cat. One more round. Big breath forward. Find that cow belly. Exhale. Find your cat back. Next inhalation, we find our table. Stick your right toes out towards the side, just about hip height. Toes point forward. Blade edge is really pressing down, but our knee is super soft. Bow back. Turn your palms up to give your wrists a little break. And settle down onto forearms if you can. Drop your chin. Take a really beautiful breath through the inner and outer right thigh and over the back of your neck. Now, yogis, you know you can stay anywhere that it feels great, but if you'd like to, we're going to climb back up to our wrists and open our right arm. Take a huge stretch to the sky, looking towards fingertips to connect with your breath as you elongate. Stretching right arm under the left. We're going to thread our needle. Right leg stays where it is. Right hand is crawling out. Yogi's choice whether that palm flips up or stays down. And what would you like to do with your left hand? If you stretch it overhead, you're going to feel a really beautiful sense of energy coming into the underarm, into your armpit, feeling hollow there. You can also wrap that left arm around your low back, reaching for your right inner thigh, giving yourself a little bit more of a shoulder stretch. There's no wrong answer. Whatever feels great is exactly where you should be today. Let's try one more big breath in here. Unwind your left arm, reach forward. Plant your palm close to your nose so that you can give yourself a boost, and we're gonna lift our right arm again, coming right back to where we were a moment ago. Stretch your body wide. Release top arm. Step your right knee back. We'll find our tabletops again, and then stretch your left leg out. Same thing over here. Soft knee, blade edge pushing down, bow your body back like a child's pose, and give your wrists a little break. Turn your palms to face the sky. This feels good. Tuck your chin, let the back of your neck hang. Walk back up to your hands, lifting your hips and chest. Right hand under your nose so that you can open your left arm skywards. Take a pause here. Consider looking towards your left fingers. Give them a wiggle. Let them feel happy and free. Thread your needle when you're ready. Left arm walks under the right. And then try to ease down to your left temple or side of face. Would you like to start stretching your right arm overhead? That feels really nice and energizing. Maybe you tense your fingertips to feel your armpit becoming hollow, filling up with energy and breath. And you might also like to take a little visit around your low back, reaching for your left inner thigh for a big shoulder release on the right arm. Yogis, wherever you've landed, soften your jaw, relax your eyes, maybe slip them closed, and take a moment to breathe. Let's wring out our spine. Take another big breath in your twist, and as you exhale, release right arm. Bring it close to your nose so you can press, and we're gonna unwind the spine we just wrung out. Right hand moves under your nose so you can relift your left arm. Take a big shiny breath, and it feels like you're shining your heart skywards. Fingers fall, recollect your knee under your hips. Touch your knees together, and let's circle our hips. So if possible, we're gonna make really smooth circles. It's not very easy to do, I know. Slow down, connect with your breath, And if you feel a jagged edge, just pause there and see if you can rock out some of that tension. Switch whatever direction you are traveling in, pull your belly in, and give yourself a couple nice circles here. Making them smooth like creamy peanut butter. When you are ready, coming to neutral, flatten your back, tuck your toes under, and crouch. Press your hands down. We're gonna send our chest towards our thighs and hover our knees. Feeling the backs of your ankles like, oop, and your Achilles tendons. Maybe give a little swirl side to side here. When you're ready, walk your hands back towards your toes, sit in a little squat, and let's lift our hips. Hanging our heads heavy. Let the backs of our hands press down again. If you can't reach the floor, you can push them onto the tops of your feet, your shins, or your thighs. So everyone gets a chance to stretch through the tops of their wrists. Open your thumb. It likes to be a little lazy and it wants to curl in. So give it a little open stretch. And consider from wherever you are swaying your nose around your toes, from your baby toe to the other one. Let your head hang really heavy, wrinkle-free in back of neck. And we slowly rise, with or without your spin, you decide. Stacking your spine, vertebrae by vertebrae. Ah, feels good, doesn't it? If you get a little tightness somewhere, stay there and rock around a sec. You can put your hands near it and just give it some love. And when you're ready, stretch your fingers to the sky. Big breath out. Now let's rock our feet around to feel all four corners. So I like to rock side to side. Then I'll lift my heels, rock into balls of feet. Lean back into one foot, try to lift that ball so you can press into your heel. Lean back into the other leg, lift the opposite ball of foot. And then find a firm footing, feeling all four corners of your feet. Clasp your hands behind your low back. Stretch your knuckles down to chase the floor. Peel your heart space open. Clasp your hands around the left side and tip your left ear up and then over. As opposed to this, where we just drop it down. We're going to think about lift, 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 and then lengthen. Consider looking towards the sky, a tiny rotation, and then back down towards the floor, chin to collarbone. One more round, sending breath to wherever we're feeling anything. Eyes back forward, hands re-stretch back, but let's clasp our hands the opposite way. So whatever thumb was on top, wiggle that over, and then all four fingers follow. Stretching back again, peel your chest open, wrap around the right side, and then lift your ear far from your shoulder head, then tip, standing tall. Soften your jaw, let the bottom drop from the top. Tuck your chin, maybe down first or maybe up first. A little movement goes a very long way here. Connect with breath, yogis. Each movement deserves its own special breath. Back to the center we go. Arms stretch out very wide and reach forward to me with stop sign hands. Now try to get your thumbs because they want to be lazy and pull in. So send your thumbs really wide too. We're going to take fingers of left hand and pull back on the right ones. Notice how your thumb curls in. That's okay. So try to send it away. Getting our palm very activated here. Especially if you're gripping. I know some of us are reading today, you're holding your book, maybe you're working, you're typing, you're using a mouse, maybe a cell phone, or you're gripping the steering wheel. We grip a lot. Let's let go. Other way, spin your fingers down. Palm is still facing out like a stop sign here, but then we pull fingers towards our hip. Lazy thumb, push it away. Good work. That is very hard to do. One more big breath in. All right, give that wrist a squeeze. Give a little fist, a little circle, and then give it a release. Try again, yogi. Stop signs, fingers up. Take your right fingers and pull the left fingers back. Sometimes they flick free, so we want to try to collect all of them and then send your thumb out. Push the heel of your hand towards me. Breathe energy into your palm. Swivel, fingers down, same palm forward, and let's pull back towards our hip. Send your thumb out. Ah, very, very nice. That's one of those moments. Just feels good, doesn't it? As you release, give a little fist, a little flick, and then maybe a circle or two. Shake out your hands down low. If it feels bad on your thumbs, you can tuck them in as you shake your fingers. And then bend your elbows and kind of flap your arms around. Feel jiggly in the back of your arm. We just want to get really loose in our arms. Getting ready to use them. Let's warm them up with a little energy. Breathe with me when you're ready. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, forward fold. Release to the ground. Hang heavy here, with or without movement. You find what feels good all through class today. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fingers slide up your shins or your kneecaps, softly landing to lengthen your spine. Release, forward fold. Right leg takes a long step back. As you do, yogis, wiggle that foot so wide that you can really let your hips melt down, and you are welcome to kneel if that feels better in your body to begin. Staying with your lunge for a moment. Chest is active, broad, lifted. Hips are hanging heavy. Let's keep the right hand down, and we're going to move left hand inside the left big toe. Turning the left toes out just a little bit, starting to feel inner and outer thigh. Optionally landing hand on the inner knee to give yourself an extra little push in the inner thigh and hip area. Come on back to center, hand down, toes forward. Let's frame our left foot and step back to forward fold. Hang your head completely, release wrinkles from the back of your neck. Halfway lift, big breath in. Full release, exhale into fold. Left leg journeys back. Wiggle so wide that your hips are just dripping down as gravity takes over. Kneeling or not, our upper body is active, light, like it's floating away from the low half. Left hand steps out a bit, right hand comes inside, big toe. Turn your right toes out just a little. Ooh, feel that outer thigh? All right, now breathe into it. If you feel great, you can lift your right hand and push it into your inner thigh, even more sensation. So stillness is great. You can just pause where you are. I always tend to move a little bit. I think about wiggling in a little bit more deeply as I sway and swing here and there. So whatever feels good in your body today. Toes back forward, hands down. Let's frame that right foot. Step forward into fold. Hang again. Full fold, heavy in the upper half. Inhale, roll all the way to rise. Anyway, whether you roll your spine or you hinge flat back, stretch tall to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Left leg begins. Step it back. Yogis, we are turning the corner. Left hand stays down. Roll to the blade edge of your left foot, that back foot. Roll to the blade edge of your front foot. Let your knee fall back open. You can lift your right arm skywards or rest it as we did before. And we're going to drop the left hip to hover. I'm going to show you this one from the side. Dropping the left hip to hover, getting a massive side body stretch. If you've reached your arm up, I actually prefer to reach mine towards my back foot. So I'm going long for the big toe back there. Big breath in. Gets shaky in the shoulders, doesn't it? Breath comes out. I gaze down. Let's turn right toes forward, then lift the back heel. Might be a little wonky, so step back to what feels normal, and then come together into forward fold. Hang heavy. Halfway lift, breathe in. Full exhale, breathe out to fold. Right leg steps back. As you do, roll to the blade edge of that right foot. Naturally, your left foot will roll to the blade edge as well. You're going to turn your toes out somewhere that you can feel drippy in the right side of your hips. Let them hang. Not all the way on the floor. I want to really stretch the right side body open. Big breath in, and if you reached up, you may also enjoy reaching towards your right big toe. Keep stretching. If your right arm is shaking, me too. Hang on, breathe in. Windmill back to the sky with your arm, eyes down, and start to roll back to the right ball of foot. Left toes forward. Step back foot in, forward fold again. And a very slow climb to the sky so you don't get dizzy. Big breath up. Inhale. Exhale, pass right back down to forward fold. Re-inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold again. Both feet step back this time. Anyone starts, no big deal. Downward facing dog. Take a huge lift here of your hips. Move as it feels nice. I definitely recommend walking the dog. Bending and straightening, alternating knees. And then let's pour all of our weight into our right knee. Bend it so much. Let your hips shift over there. Keep your left leg straight. Stretch out the back of that leg. Try the other side, yogis. Bend your left knee. Let your weight pour into that leg. Your hips will shift. Right leg gets straight, and we're going to breathe up and down the length of that right leg. Back to the center we go. Lifting your left leg high, three-legged dog, as high as you want, whether it be an inch or 6 feet, whatever feels great. Crunch your left knee in towards your nose, heel to butt. Round into this plank like an angry cat. Push back, three-legged dog. Next time you crunch in, land your shin and lift up into a cow. Stretch eyes to sky. Let your navel fall towards the floor. Three-legged dog. Stretch back up. One more time like that. Land on your left shin, toes tucked or untucked. Open your belly, look upwards. Press back. Three-legged dog. Drop toes down. Take a second to wiggle around. Find a new way to feel your down dog. And come back to feet just outside hips width distance when you're ready. Right leg rises. Breathe in, three-legged dog. Crunch your nose towards your knee. Find that angry cat back, yogis. Make lots of space here. Inhale again, three-legged dog. Any height is great. As you shift forward this time, land your right shin on the ground and open your eyes forward. Let your belly really find spaciousness. Press back, three-legged dog. Let's inhale here. Exhale as you set your right knee down. Inhale as you open to your cow. Exhale as you push back. Toes touch back down. Give yourself a final wiggle through this down dog and we will vinyasa. All right, let's pedal out. Shake your hips, shake your shoulders, look under your armpits, making our bodies feel great as we move fluidly here. Inhale, rolling into plank. Option to use knees whenever you need them for chaturanga. Bring your heart forward, bend elbows, and release. Pressing your toes as far back from your hips as you can get them. Hands are gonna come just outside your chest, ribs, or shoulders. Press your palms to lift your upper body, keeping elbows bent for a baby cobra. As you check in here, widen your feet if your low back feels compressed. Breathe into your stomach opening and your back strengthening. Release down towards the floor, nose is hovering. Toes come back behind the hips. We push to child's pose. Super extended this time, a lot bigger than our first visit here. Reach palms very wide and far from your knees. Spread fingers open. Tuck your toes, find that crouch. Again, lifting your knees. And then scoop your hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Look to your thumbs, tiptoe your feet forward, all the way up in between your thumbs for a fold. Hang heavy. Full exhalation as you fold. Inhale, roll your body to rise. Big breath up and in. Right knee comes up into your chest. Let's give it a clasp. Try to squeeze your thigh towards your belly. And it's okay if you can't lift that high. You can have toes in the floor. Hover just a little or a whole lot. What feels good? Left fingers reach somewhere that feels very balancing for your body. Just start to move through the right side. Open and close. Lift and lower. Circle. All the good things. Switch directions if you circled. And even if your toes are on the ground, you can move it all different ways down here, right? Maybe lift for a second. Great work. Pull behind you, quad stretch. Hold outer edge of foot. Maybe moving your hand somewhere new for balance. And if you can't reach your foot, it's okay. We'll do just like we did that first half bow pose and just keep reaching. One more big breath in. Beautiful job. Re-crunch belly and thigh together. Hug in tight. Clasp your fingers around your shin and push your shin into your grasp. Do you feel your arms straightening and that tug in your collarbone, neck, and shoulder area? Very nice. Bend your elbows, pull in. Press your shin into your hands. Try once more. Exhale here. Squeeze all that stale, stagnant air out of your belly. Inhale, press it forward. Let your knees softly fall, like a little feather falling to the earth. Just float down. Arms rise, big breath in. Open and close your fingers from all that knee holding. And then let's scoop up our left knees. Just one hand first. Sweep your right arm somewhere that helps you feel balanced. You don't tumble over. And yogi's choice. Let's move our left knee. Move it into your hip. Rocking around, seeing what shapes we can make. If you're circling, great. But don't forget to switch directions. Nice. Bring it behind you, heel to butt. We're reaching for outside edge. If you can't catch your blade edge, no worries. Just keep squeezing back. Knees come side by side. Maybe we move our arms somewhere new for this stretch. Breathing up and down the left front thigh, your quadricep muscle. Beautiful. Re-catch your left knee, but this time we're going to use two hands. Think of a basket weave for your hands and squeeze with your elbows to compress your belly. Think about pushing out any old air, making lots of space for the new and good, fresh and ready for today. Straighten by pressing shin into your basket weave. Feel that big tug? Oh yeah. Okay, exhale, come in. Inhale, stretch out. One more, yogis. Slowly, slowly release. Let your leg fall, just like soft rain. Sweep your arms high. Hold your right wrist. Pull a little bit longer. Soften your knees and tip to the left. Now, maybe it feels good to stay or possibly travel all the way down towards your left toes. Rise all the way back up. Big breath in. Let's capture our left wrist. Just stand tall. Think about increasing the distance between bottom rib and hip bone. Tip to the right side. Stay if it feels too good to leave, or travel down to your right big toe with me. Inhale, lift back to the sky. Exhale, arms open, shoulders drop down, and we release to forward fold. Let's step our feet outside our hips width distance. If you're on a yoga mat, I like to use the left and right edges as a goal. Our heels or the balls of our feet are on them. Our toes are slightly turned down. We bend our knees so much so to let our hips sink down. Yogi squat of any depth, and then re-reach hips to sky. Head hanging down. Let's breathe in, yogi squat. Breathe out. Forward fold, wide leg. No hands if you can, yogi. Stretch forward, balancing ourselves in our yogi squat. As you fold, fingers reach back behind you, up and overhead if that feels nice. Twice more. Any yogi squat, any arms, just something different. Inhale, reach and rise. Last round. Breath coming with every movement we make. As you drop your fingertips to the floor, step, toe, heel, or hop your feet together, please. Step into downward facing dog, whatever foot wants to start and whichever one wants to follow. Let's pedal out again, lengthening through the backs of our legs. When you're ready, lift your left leg, three-legged dog. Crunch your knee towards your nose. Send your foot out under your right armpit, right out to the side for twisted fallen triangle. You landed on the blade edge of your left foot. Now see how my back heel is lifted, yogis? If you'd like to fall fully flat, then you can lift your right arm for full fallen triangle. We just left twisted fallen triangle. They're both great. Big squeeze. Roll right back down, both hands down, twisted fallen triangle. Lift right heel and push left leg up, three-legged dog. Toes fall. Let's come through our vinyasa to cleanse our palate here. Big breath in. Using knees whenever you'd like. Chaturanga. Baby cobra, once your toes walk all the way back. Stretch them out as long as you can. Release your cobra. Rest your nose or hover it. Pull your heels towards your butt. Little hamstring curl. Flex your feet. Re-extend your toes. Pull your heels back in towards your butt, optionally lifting up into your baby cobra while you hamstring curl. Release. Press back child's pose. Give your hips a little sway. Allow your spine to stretch out all that strengthening you just did. Tuck your toes, rise high to downward facing dog. Take a wiggle or a move around as much as it feels good in your body. And when you found stillness, reach your right leg to the sky, three-legged dog. Crunch nose towards your knee. Send your leg out under your left armpit, landing blade edge of your left foot. And as you stay with both hands down, you're in twisted fallen triangle. For whoever wants to lower the full left foot flat, you can lift your left arm, fall in triangle. Great work. Strong and steady breath here. Top arm floats down, twist your fallen triangle, lift your right heel. Lift your left heel and push your right leg back. Three-legged dog. Toes drop down. Find your full downward facing dog. Vinyasa flow, completely optional. Inhale if you're coming to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Stretch all the way back, but stay. Another little quad stretch here for us today. Hover your nose, or you can fully rest your forehead. Another great option is to bring your palm flat and rest on the back of one of your hands. If you're going to do that, do your right hand as your pillow, and then reach back with your left hand, bend left knee, and reach for that blade edge. It's not our last time trying to grab this foot, so if you can make it happen, here's your moment. When you do, you'll feel that your left hip lifted. Try to plug that back into your mat and bend your left elbow to pull your heel towards your buns. Breathing into your quad stretch, but we're really plugging our hip point in, yogis, so we can fully stretch left side to right side across your thigh. Big breath in. Full exhale as you really slowly release your toes, stretch your left arm back, give your fingers a wiggle, and switch, either resting left hand or placing your forehead on it. Right knee bends, right hand reaches back, go for the blade edge, and then replug right hip point down. Bending your right elbow as much as you can to really snuggle your heel towards your buns. Keep plugging that right sits bone in as you take 2 steady breaths in here. Long exhalations. When you're ready to exhale that final one, slowly re-extend your right leg. Send your right fingers back. Give them a little wiggle, a little fist, a little flick open. And then bring hands back by side body. Final back bend of today. Baby cobra, we've done that. We released. We added on our heels towards our buns and lifted up like a little bow pose. Last option for today, toes remain flat, and we visit up dog. Straight arms, and then our knees and thighs lift. Wider in your legs, left to right if you feel crunchy in your low back. Lift out of your belly, take a big breath in. Wide knee child's pose. Settle back, but send your knees as wide as you can so your stomach can hang low in between. And then try to breathe your ribs open in towards your thighs. One more big breath in your child's pose. Bringing hands underneath your shoulders to give you support to rise back. Tabletop. Hover your knees, forward fold. And when you feel ready, release your fold, rising to stand for a few fun little balances today. Arms elevate overhead. Take a big breath in. This is the super fun part. Arms come wide, thumbs up, and roll your shoulders back and down. If you feel like you still have some shoulder releasing to do, you can turn your palms to the sky. That'll really help you. I like thumbs up for yoga though. Left knee rises. Flex your foot. Cross it over your right thigh, a little wiggly. We're very fortunate to be home though, so if you can, go to a wall. It's so good. Push your hands straight into the wall and sit your butt back as far as you can. Great option for today. So we can keep our arms wide. This is definitely an easier way to balance, but if you'd like, you can use your left hand to push down super gently, just a gentle little assist. Down with the knee and then out, creating space in your left hip flexor. Take another big breath in. Option to fold with your figure four, hanging really heavy. Less balance, more stretch here, so it can be more enjoyable since we don't have to stress over our balancing. And if you fold it, your goal in every fold is to release all wrinkles in the back of your neck. Tuck your chin towards your chest. Let your head hang heavy and enjoy that big whoosh of blood flow. Really oxygenated, energized blood flow right into your brain. When you're ready to rise from wherever you've landed, exhale, sit your hips lower, sweep everything back to the sky, and relift your left knee. Exhale, release. Shake out, shimmy out, let your right leg have a moment, shake it, roll your toes, whatever feels good. Sweep arms to the sky again. Big lift, right foot. Flex and crossover. Now remember, if you wanted to use your wall, it's so good, but you push your hands straight into the wall like this. And then you want to keep them pretty low so your shoulders are happy. Then you push your butt back. Oh, so intense. Feels great. All right, so keeping arms wide. Remember, thumbs up is always nice for yoga. Palms to the sky is the best for wide shoulders and collarbones. But there's so many options. Press your hands down gently. That's my fave. There it is. Press down on your knee very gently, but also out. Think about lengthening kneecap from your right hip point. Almost too good to leave, right? What would you like to fold with me? Come on down if you do. Remember, our goal is to tuck our chins. Get a little crazy here, feeling very upside down. Back of neck is loose and long. Let's take another big breath in. You know you can always stay, yogis. I never want to rush you. But one of these exhalations will help you rise. A big, strong breath. Stretch back to the sky, breathe in. Release your foot. Shake any way you need, especially the grounded leg. It gets really tuckered out. Give it some release. Shake out your hands. Whew. Roll over your grounded toes. And let's find a pigeon today. Arms rise. Release into forward fold any way it makes sense for your body to come low. Hang your head. Step your right leg back. Now, if you'd rather approach your pigeon from down dog, you can. In that case, you would lift your left leg, draw it back in cheetah crunch, and then bring it forward, shin parallel to top of mat. Option though, from this lunge, we press our palms, make an angry cat back to lift our left foot. Draw foot over towards right wrist and then land your pigeon. Any degree of bend in your front knee. We want to go as far as shin parallel to top of mat. Straight back leg or option, bent back leg. So experiment, see what feels best. There's no right answer. And every second, our body is different. So it doesn't matter what you've ever done in the past. Choose wisely today. Now, wherever you are, we are going to stay lifted in our upper bodies and squeeze front knee towards back knee. So I'm going to show you from the side what that does. Notice how my hips are pretty low and landed, right? Watch when I squeeze my knees together. Feel that? See that? Good job. Pull them together, really activate. Squeeze your buns, squeeze your inner thighs, create lots of space. The more we squeeze, the more we can release. 3 seconds, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And 1. Let yourself shift down heavily. And then come to wherever your body's calling you to go. Maybe a little lower. Maybe a little twisted over your left knee. You could thread your needle again. You can prayer twist. Right elbow down, press palms, give yourself a high five. Twist over to the left side. Finding something that feels really wonderful through the front, outer thigh, and into your glute. We're gonna take 2 more really soft breaths in here, wherever you've gone in your pigeon version today. Let's make sure that we have released facial features. Our expression is really effortless. Sometimes we go somewhere and it feels good, but it's so tight that we start grimacing. Release that. One more big breath in. At the bottom of that exhalation, come back forward right in front of your left shin. Press your palms down and lift your upper body back to where we started. So we're gonna sit on our left cheeks, my friends, and scoop your right leg all the way around the corner. Cross it over your left thigh, if you can. If not, your left shin is a great place to step. We're gonna twist here. Feels pretty good to twist after we just did a pigeon, right? Squeeze your right knee in, just give it a hug, starting that stretch on your back leg here. When you're ready, twist eye gaze over right shoulder. If you feel a little hunkered down, use your right hand to help you boost tall. Eye gaze spins, and then you can also bring your left elbow outside your right thigh. Let your arm fall heavily. Let's take 2 gentle breaths in here. Full exhalations. When we settle like this, I encourage you to close your eyes, block out stimulation, messages, work computers, lights, colors, textures. Back forward when you're ready. Eye gaze moves first. Undo any big twists you have, and then release your right leg. Might need a little help to get back. We're modifying our pigeon here. Both knees 90 degrees. Feel good? All right, my friends. Let's push back to table, round the corner. Find your knees. Tuck your toes. Maybe you crouch if you enjoy that back ankle, bottom of foot, and Achilles tendon stretch. And then lift your hips to downward facing dog. All right, yogis. Easy way to enter, pigeon. Lift your right leg, crunch your knee and nose together, swing your shin forward and land. I like the challenge of stepping my right foot in between thumbs, under nose for a lunge. Then you have to get really strong in your core to find pigeon from here. So if you've landed in lunge, we're gonna press palms, puff our backs, hover our feet, then pull right heel towards left wrist. A little bit of a challenge. Either walking left toes all the way back, landing on your right cheek, and bending left knee. What feels best today? And then any degree of bend, close to groin can be lovely, parallel to top of mat, anything works. Roll around a little bit, get a bit loose, and then we're gonna give all we got in that big squeeze. So think right knee pulling to left knee. Stay tall in your upper body. 3, 2, 1, squeeze. I like to think about rusty scissors here, like really hard to squeeze those scissors shut. I was raised with my grandparents and I still have some old metal scissors of theirs. They're quite rusty and quite hard to close. So that's what I think of. 3, 2, 1, heavy in the hips. Oh, feels better, yes, okay. Sleeping pigeon of any kind, twisted pigeon, prayer pigeon, or you could thread your needle. Basically, I'm just saying, go where your heart desires. Find something that feels incredible and where you'd like to linger for 2 breaths today. Maybe dropping your chin, if that's available to you in your choice of posture. Allow your head to hang. Give yourself a moment to really, truly surrender. Final breath in and out here, yogis. At the bottom of that exhalation, climb back up. Use your hands for support right under your shoulders. Once your heart rises, grab that left thigh, unless you can bring it around without help, all the way around in front of shin or over right thigh. Where's your favorite spot to hug your left knee in? I like to hug it tight so that we start to feel that really nice elongation of our outer thigh. Sit tall. If you're feeling hunchy, your left hand is your best friend. It's gonna boost you tall. Awesome. And then let go of all that hugging and swivel. Eye gaze past your left shoulder. If you'd like to add a bit of intensity, right elbow crosses over, lift, twist, and then release your right fingers. Let that arm hang super heavy, using elbow or upper arm as your lever here. Definitely a great time to just gently blink your eyes closed. Don't worry, everything will still be waiting for you when you reopen them. You're safe here with me. Your yoga mat will always support you. Big breath in. Exhale, roll back forward. How would you like to get to our last down dog? So I'm gonna uncross my legs. Ooh, needed a little help there maybe, huh? Sometimes we feel quite stuck. Come into tabletop. You can pass through a child's pose. And then we'll find our last down dog just to stretch out all the angles we just bent into. Moving as it feels great. And when you feel a little swished out of your tension, breathing everything out that's no longer serving us, we'll drop our knees and roll down for some really gentle hamstring stretching. Turn the corner, find your buns, and then just walk out with your buns so there's no flesh under your sits bone or your tailbones. And we'll hold on to our thighs to roll angry cat back again. Might feel really nice to pause here in this back. Move a little bit. Very broad and open through the shoulder blades. Nice job. Roll all the way to your back. Take your knees with you. And just gently rock side to side, hugging either the backs of your thighs or your shins. If knees are close, take them wide and vice versa. Feeling just a little bit of a difference, rolling and rocking through the low back that way. Let's set our right foot flat, or we can hover the leg or let it fall flat. Sending left leg to sky, grabbing somewhere that we feel soft in our shoulders, but we have a great assist. Left toes towards nose. And then move into your toes on the left foot, your ankle. Move a little bit in circles. Maybe we tick-tock our toes, we scrunch them and open them. And when you're done with that, just let the foot be super soft and drag your toes towards your nose. Lots of elbow bending as you hug knee towards body. Big breath in. When you're done that breath out, rebend left knee. Join it with your right, hug both in, and then slowly scissor to switch. Either left foot flat, hovering or fully down. Right leg extends to the sky. We're gonna get a great strong grip here. Relaxed shoulders, heavy hands and elbows, and move as much as we can through our toes. Scrunch them, open them, point them in and out, circle them. Have fun with it. When that gets to be enough movement, be still in your toes and just gently guide your right toes towards your face. Now just check in with your neck, yogis. If you can tuck your chin towards your chest, you'll feel longer in the back of your neck, which can be very lovely. We're gonna stay here for one more breath, but just so you know, it's 1:56. So if you have to leave a few minutes early to get to a 2 p.m., thank you so much for coming. Happy Friday and have a great weekend. If you can stay, we have a beautiful spinal twist on each side. Let's rebend our right knees, hug belly and thigh together. Rejoin the right knee with the left. That's nice. And then allow your knees to fall open, armpits, or even a little wider. Step your heels on top of your knees and attempt to go for your blade edges. We're trying to hold on there. If that's not accessible, no worries. You can use your forearms and hook the back of your thighs. Little happy baby, just because it's fun and silly. Feels really nice to open up our inner and outer thighs, work into our hip sockets. When you're ready, yogis, reclose your knees, please, and extend your left leg. Keep right knee in. Send right arm out and drag your knee across your body using your left hand. Eye gaze looks towards your right fingertips. Beautiful spinal twist. Love to hang on to our knee here so we can feel an immense wringing out again through the low back. Also really nice when we wring out like this. We're releasing tension, we're detoxifying, all good things. And I love to think about how we are obstructing the blood flow when we curl everything up really tight, yeah? So when we release that, this big whoosh of freshly oxygenated blood comes into that area and just recharges it. Big breath in. As you exhale, eyes to sky. Draw up through that right knee. Come on back into the center and re-hug both knees in. Sometimes you get a little tight in your spine, so you might want to walk your head back away from your tail, readjust so you're feeling long. Right leg falls fully onto the mat this time. Our right hand pulls left knee across our body as we extend left arm way out from the shoulder socket. Oh, when you feel that moment where you're like, oh yeah, that feels good. Then complete your twist by looking over your left shoulder. Softening facial features, even though we're twisted up, we're sending breath even more slowly so it can navigate all these twists and turns. Take a big, beautiful, as slow as you can, breath in. During your exhalation, move your eyes back skywards. Take a big squeeze through your left outer thigh and roll it back into the center. Oh, felt good, huh? Hug your knees into your chest. Rock again to re-stimulate your spine after all that twisting. And when your back feels pretty darn good, rolling to whichever side is calling you for a fetal position. Rest on your bottom arm. Allow your top arm to come to the floor in front of your heart. And when you feel ready, roll yourself back to seated. We're going to land on our shins so that we can find a forward fold. And I'm hoping that you'll feel like you could float right out of your yoga space. So we'll come to standing together. From your fold all the way, slow journey up to extended mountain, reaching skyward. Building this beautifully confident posture for the rest of our afternoon and evening. Hands fall to heart center. Tuck your chin as a beautiful gesture of gratitude towards your amazing practice today, towards your determination and dedication for your self-care. And as you bow, yogis, my light honors your divine light. I'm humbled and so thankful for the opportunity to lead you through class. Thank you for joining me and have a wonderful weekend. Namaste.